Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So in today's video we're doing something quite exciting. Yesterday I went onto my Instagram and I did a bit of a poll for each step of my makeup routine because I wanted my friends on Instagram to choose my makeup for today, and I actually really enjoyed kind of checking up every so often to kind of see what people were choosing. And a lot of the choices I was actually quite surprised about because I thought a lot of people would choose the other thing, but I mean that isn't always the case, to be honest, which is pretty good. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please do that. I always leave my handle in the description, and you can always get a closer look of my makeup looks if you want, or just to be a bit active on social media, that stuff. So yeah, I thought I would obviously put on the makeup that people have kind of recommended and chosen out of the two, and I'll tell you like the percentages, and I will be doing this again in the future because it was a lot of fun. So let's go on to the first product. So the first thing I chose was a primer. I forgot to choose a face milk, but it's not the end of the world, so I'm not using it today because it doesn't matter. So let's go with primer. So I chose the MUA Pro Base Primer or the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and it was actually the MUA primer that won by 52%. I've actually written down here my notes who won, and I'll put up a picture here as well of the Instagram kind of post. And again, I'm quite surprised because I honestly thought people would want me to try out the e.l.f. one, which obviously I have used so many times, and I've used this primer so many times on my channel as well. But yeah, I was actually, I'm happy either way. All the choices that I got, I don't think I've really used many of them together, so I'm actually quite excited to try it. And like I said, this primer I haven't used in so long, so I'm quite happy to use it. If you hear my fan, I apologise. It's kind of the weather in London is so strange at the moment because it was starting to rain yesterday, which I love, and sometimes when it rains the weather cools down a bit. It hasn't cooled down at all. It's still really freaking humid and pretty horrible. So if you do see my top lip sweat just doing its thing, then I do apologise. So now we're going to go on to the foundation. I actually did ask what applicator to use, so I did say either we use one of my sponges or we use a foundation stippling brush, and 55% of people asked me to use a sponge, which is good. I'm happy with that. And then the foundation, now this is what I was quite surprised about as well, mainly because they're both very good choices for me. So I chose either the e.l.f. Cosmetics CC cream or the KVD Vegan Apple foundation, and the winner was the KVD one, winning by 60%. So it's pretty good. The amount of people that chose in this poll is not a high amount at all. A lot of my friends who did vote, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You really helped me out on this video. But yeah, I was just really surprised that people wanted me to use this one. But again, I'm happy to do it. And I've never used a sponge before, so I could really mess up. But we're going to go for it because, again, we're trying out a new technique here because this is, again, like the first kind of balm foundation I've ever tried, and then using it with a sponge, because normally I do use a brush because it's easier to use. So I have wet my sponge already, and we're going to go in with this. I have really no idea how the best way, to do this. So I'm going to just put it everywhere and see how it goes. And I have used this foundation quite recently in one of my videos, but we all know this has been a bit of a controversial foundation recently because, when it came out, because a lot of people had bought into the hype around this when it comes to it going viral on TikTok. But that's what happens when things go viral. People believe that it is actually good without trying it, and I do quite like it. Application with the sponge has been so easy, but it has messed up in the pan quite a bit. But I don't know if it's gone extra soft because of the heat, because I don't really know how to store a lot of my makeup during this weather, so they just kind of stay in their normal little things that I put them in, which I guess is okay. But I mean, I keep my window open all the time, so everything is still quite hydrated. And to be honest, I still like this foundation regardless. It's not the most amazing foundation in the whole universe, and it's not the cheapest as well. So I understand why people were not so happy about it. But for me personally, I feel like it works quite well, even though I look like a ghost at the moment, even though it is still quite light on my skin. But this was the lightest shade that Boots had. And this is like light 004, so I can only imagine that the ones prior to this were like even lighter. And to be honest, I'm happy with this, because again, if a foundation is too light for you, there's so many different ways for you to actually just match it to your skin, which is great. So let's go on to concealer, and I chose the Flower Beauty one and the Collection little camo concealer, and the one that won, God, we're saying that a lot, is the Flower Beauty one, yay! And this won by 65%, so again, a pretty high number when it comes to the Flower Beauty one. And again, I've used them both a lot on my channel, and the reason that I chose a lot of these products were just by chance, to be honest. There wasn't anything specific. I was kind of like, I want to test if people like this one better, I want to see this one better, because it's the first time that I'm doing something like this. I just wanted to kind of an experiment as to the kind of replies I would get, as to, like, you know, if anyone would bother at all to do the poll, which, you know, again, I mentioned that I really appreciate that my friends took, you know, a couple of minutes out of their time to do it. So again, I will be doing this in the future. I'll probably do like maybe a high-end versus like high street. I don't really have a lot of high-end stuff anymore, and all the stuff that I used to have kind of gone in the bin because I've had them for so long. But I must say, using the sponge with the foundation has actually gone on really well, and so far top lip is doing good. And I don't know if that's because of the foundation or if it's a sponge, but we're not gonna jinx it, hopefully, and everything has kind of gone on super nicely. So we're gonna go on to powder now, and there's two powders obviously that I chose. So I chose one of my Primark ones, or I chose the NYX Cosmetics one, and NYX won by how much? 83%. So again, that's why I'm quite surprised, because I thought a lot of people would want to see a Primark one, and if you didn't, then that's totally fine. That's just, you know, the whole point of the poll, which I'm really happy about. But yeah, this next one I did purchase quite recently, and I do like it. It's a nice translucent powder, so again, no matter what type of skin tone you are, it will not show up on your skin at all, and plus you won't be able to tell on my skin because I'm so freaking pale anyway. It won't make a huge difference on my end, but this is a nice powder. I know NYX have announced that they're coming out with some more setting powders, which I'm really intrigued to try, so maybe when they come out I'll give them a go. But so far everything is looking really nice, because I've not tried the primer and the foundation together before, so it's a good option. And now let's go on to blush, which is one of my favourite steps in the whole world. I chose my liquid blush by what they called Academy, sorry, and then the bhcosmetics one. And yay, this one, because I haven't used it in so long, so that's why I'm so happy that this actually won by 59%. So it was very close towards both of them. And like I said, I've had this for ages, but I've not used it in ages as well. So I think today is a perfect time to do it. Plus, if I was using the liquid one, I wouldn't have set my face down so quickly. So I'm gonna go in maybe with this darker shade, because all three shades are absolutely beautiful and great, but you guys know I like to have a more kind of stunning blush, and this actually still smells quite nice. Like I mentioned, I've had this for, have I had it a year? Nearly a year. and again, it's one of the nicest kind of blush palettes that I've ever tried. So I don't know if Beauty Bay still sell them. I think they do, because they tend to sell out a lot and then they bring them back, because Beauty Bay have a section called like back in stock, and I have seen these on there a few times, so I'm thinking that they tend to sell quite well. So yeah, and you get 4 shades, and I think it's about maybe 10 or 12 pounds, and it's really worth it, and it smells amazing, and I love this one. It's great. It's the chocolate strawberry truffle palette, so you get a nice selection. So let's go on to highlighter, which again, one of my favorite steps. There was the choice of the Essence Glow Like a Pro loose highlighter powder, and then the other one was, I really can't remember what the other one was, but I'll be putting up a picture here. But obviously what one was the Essence one. So yeah, I am going to go in with this. It's been a while since I have used this, and the percentage was 52%, so that is not bad at all. Again, very close. Let's see if I can open this without it going everywhere, because loose powders obviously have a tendency to fly around, so we're going to be very careful with this because it is quite pigmented. Why can't I remember what the other choice was? My memory is so bad. It's been a very long day as well. Been working, so I will not remember what I used. Oh, mama, okay. And this is an absolutely gorgeous gold highlighter as well. And when it comes to Essence, they're not expensive. This is super cheap. I'm just going to blend it in a bit more because again, it's very pigmented, and you can see like on my Rudolph nose how pigmented it is. And I remember a while ago when I bought this part of a set, which was a Essence, the priming spray, which I absolutely love, and there was like a setting spray which had glitter in there, which I don't use because I don't want to be showered with glitter. So yeah, anyway, let's go on to eyeshadow now. And I had 2 choices, of course. I don't know why I keep on saying that, but they were both from independent brands that I absolutely love. So I did choose the Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette, or the Red Panda palette by Endangered Cosmetics. And what won by 55% is the Endangered Cosmetics palette, which is great because again, I have not tried this in so long. So perfectly today, I love both of those palettes, and of course I love talking about like independent brands and just wanting to like promote them on whatever kind of platform that I have, just because like they both are doing so well on social media. Like I remember on the Endangered Panda, like their Instagram, they'll talk about how they're in a magazine. I think it was like Good Health magazine, which is amazing. And also Lowe's Cosmetics, they were featured on Beauty News, and they've had amazing amount of like hype around the palette, and it is an amazing palette. But this one won today, so we're using this one. I'm just going to do like a kind of standard, you know, red neutral look because it's the type of palette. So I'm going to be going in with this shade just here. They don't have any names, which is all good, so we're just going to use this as a transition shade. I don't have an eye primer on, as you could really tell because I didn't use one. So we're just going to put that first shade in the crease and build it up, because this is it's a gorgeous pigmented palette. That's the thing with a lot of independent brands now, like it's insane the kind of pigmentation that they get, and especially if it's like your first palette, which this is part of like the Endangered Cosmetics, their first palette. To have a beautiful palette like this as like your first release, the only way is up, man. Like honestly, I can't wait for the next palette that they come out with, because obviously it's going to be featured around another endangered animal, but obviously I don't know which animal it is, but I'm still really excited to see. So definitely keep an eye out for those guys, because hopefully they'll be like, you know, selling even more palettes soon, which I'm really excited about. So let's go in with this darker shade just here, and we're going to put it in the corner because we're gonna just darken it up a bit. I think I might be doing something quite similar to one of the first looks that I done, but again, my creativity isn't the best because I see people on social media with absolutely insane eye looks, and I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm staying simple, and you know, just working with what I got, so that's all good. And this palette is still absolutely gorgeous, and I think I've used it maybe 2 or 3 times on my channel, and it was definitely featured on one of my monthly favorites because it's stunning. So let's go in now with a smaller brush, and should I take some, I'm going to take some of the yellow and maybe put it a little bit just kind of on the, you know, middle bit of my lid, because I will be adding a shimmer towards the end. You guys see what I'm doing? Yeah, that's great. So just gonna blend that in. I washed my brushes last night and they seem a little bit stiff, this one, so I'm just gonna see if I can just move it out a bit. Yeah, brilliant. So while I'm just blending that, we're now going to go into a shimmer, and I'm going to take one of my flat brushes here. This is one of my LA Splash brushes, and we're going to go in with this one just here, which seems like a kind of gold shimmer. Oof, yeah, stunning. Tap off the excess just a bit because there might be some fallout. And I think this palette was £32, I believe, if I'm correct, which a little bit expensive for your first palette, but independent brand. I mean, they created this palette during lockdown as well, so it all happened like super fast, and they did an amazing job, and they have sold, I believe, so many, well, yeah, they've sold so many palettes because I follow them on their social media, and they're always kind of talking about just, you know, the kind of growth that they're having, which is amazing, because that's what you want to see with independent brands. Because no shade to the bigger brands, but sometimes they can just be really freaking boring, and then you have these independent brands that are just absolutely stunning but need that bit of promotion to kind of get them going a bit. I'm just going to go back in with the first shade a bit, and I'm just going to go a bit on the top, so we're just blending the shimmer together. And like I said, I don't want to go too crazy, but I want to make it at least a little bit more. Okay, I'm not going to add anything on my lower lash line because that'll be a bit too much, so now the next thing that I kind of asked about is to do any eyeliner, and this made me laugh because 92% of people said yes. So we're going in with my KVD liquid eyeliner, and we're just gonna do a liner, because I thought liquid eyeliner is always a step that I either forget about or can't be bothered to do. So I thought today, let's ask if people want me to do one, and pretty much everyone said yes. So I'm happy to do that because I get to try out a little bit of my skill, because I'm trying out different variations of how to do eyeliner. Sorry about that. Okay, because I try and not go too crazy with my eyeliner, because sometimes I can completely mess it up, but then sometimes it works. And I love the brush on these. If you've never tried this eyeliner before and you really like the KV, like you really like easy to use eyeliner, I don't know what I'm saying because I'm trying to concentrate on my eyeliner, but if you want an eyeliner that is gonna just work so well and not budge, then the KVD one is amazing. So yeah, wonderful. And then let's go on to mascara. So I chose the NYX Climax mascara, or another one I can't remember. The Relove Revolution, the new one, but the NARS one by 67%. So yeah, let's go on with the NARS Climax one. This is one that I have used numerous times on my channel, so this is like a new favorite that I'm loving. So it is super nice, and especially with a mini as well, only costs like £10. So because I don't use mascara as much, I'm not going to run out of it anytime soon, I feel, but it might dry up a bit, so should probably use it a bit more. Okay, wonderful. I can feel my top lip getting a little bit annoyed, so I'm just going to quickly get on with this now. So the lips, oh my god, this made me laugh so much. So I went for one of my Melt Cosmetics, the Bullet lipstick, the one that I purchased just a few weeks ago, and then also a liquid lipstick by Beauty Crop, and it was 50-50. Can you believe it? The one thing that I want people to just like kind of emphasize a bit more on, I get 50-50, which is not the end of the world, but it did make me laugh. So I feel like, am I going to use both of these? It could come out completely like shit, but I don't care. So I'm going to go in first with my Beauty Crop one because it is the liquid lipstick. Then I'll put the Melt Cosmetics on top when it dries down. So this is in the shade I'm a Boss. Sorry, it just took me like a second to read it because I don't have my glasses on and because it's so freaking small. So let's get on with this very slowly because I know I'll mess it up. Okay. Okay. I do like these lipsticks a lot. They're not crazy drying. They're very mattifying as well, so they do settle on super nicely. I'm so bad at putting on lipstick like while trying to concentrate and talk, because that's why I always go off camera, because it's just easier for me to do that. Okay. Right, perfect. I will let that settle in for just a moment because I am putting the Bullet lipstick on top and I'm hoping it won't mess up. Let's just pat this down a bit. I think, alright, I'm actually quite happy with using the sponge on my KVD foundation. That's become one of my favorite things now, so thank you to those who chose that. So let's now go in with my Melt Cosmetics matte lipstick. This is in the shade Double D's. So it comes in a little case like this, and I did do a review on it when I spoke about one of my Beauty Bay hauls. So I don't I don't think this is gonna look right, but I'm only gonna put it on in the middle just to kind of put it on there really. Yeah, this is dried down, so let's do this. You know what? That looks really nice. I like that. That is so strange. I like, because this is like a dark, like a nude, and on top, that I feel that looks really nice. Oh wow, because I never use like liquid lipstick and Bullet lipstick on top because I just don't think it would look right. But wow, that's another new discovery that I have found. So yeah, again, thank you so much to everyone who did vote on my Instagram. I really appreciate it, and that just shows the kind of love and support that I have from my friends, and I just thank you so much. Really, it sounds stupid, but I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. This is like a heart-to-heart moment because I know I upload a shit ton of videos like constantly, but I really enjoy making these videos, and I really appreciate people just being super nice and giving me great feedback and just having a chat with me. But yeah, I will be doing another of these videos maybe in a few weeks because I actually like the idea of it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. And yeah, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much it means to me to like have people be so nice. And yeah, I hope to see you very soon. Bye.